Welcome to Legendary Impact Live, where top marketing minds and local business owners across the U.S. share their stories and strategies for attracting high-value consumers. Ready to have the spotlight on your brand? Here's your host, Meg. Let's dive in.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Legendary Impact Live. Today, I'm here with Gabby and Tom of 239 Sweet Street. Hi, guys.
Hi. Good morning.
How you doing today?
Pretty good. Yeah, just had some breakfast.
A good little Tuesday. Excellent. Well, thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to share you and your story with our community and our listeners. We already worked together, through another teammate to promote you in the community, and this is just a nice little cherry on top. So excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell everybody a little bit about 239 Sweet Street, just the overview.
Yeah, so we're 239 Sweet Street. This is our little logo. We just got these shirts. And we are a mobile bakery here in Arvada, Colorado. So we specialize in cookies, brownies, and sweetbreads, all with the nostalgic classic flavors. Trying to bring it to it's kind of like a modern version of the classic flavors. So we don't really want to change anything. We just want to make really high quality versions of what everyone kind of grew up eating.
I love that. Yeah, just keeping it, basic, but that gives you the warm and fuzzies, right? From growing up and enjoying those treats. So that's really fun. And I know you guys focus on, quality ingredients and that sort of thing. Dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, so I'll hand it over to Tom, who is our chef.
So we've been working on trying to lock down some local sources for a lot of our ingredients, but we're not quite there yet making the connections. But as of now, we've been using high quality butter. That we use the Kerrygold butter for everything we do. We use the best flour that we can get our hands on, as well as the gluten-free alternatives. We do all kinds of dairy-free options as well, utilizing different oat milks or dairy-free chocolate chips for the chocolate chip enthusiasts. So we try to keep our hands on some of the higher grade stuff, especially like the vanilla and things like that as well. So it definitely makes a difference. So we've been getting some good feedback as far as keeping up that going. So
that's awesome. Yeah. It all makes it taste better. So that keeps us coming back, right?
Yeah.
So you guys are available because you're mobile. You can do different events, things like that. So tell us, are there any really exciting events that you've done recently that were kind of out of the ordinary?
I wouldn't say out of the ordinary, but because we just turned a full year this month in June, it was really cool that we got accepted into 2 farmers markets for the summer. So last year when we started, everything was already done for the season. Like all the vendors were accepted, all the markets had started. So we were really kind of doing one pop up at a time at little places here and there. So it was really cool that we got to start off this summer. Now that we started the full year, we could do an application, get accepted, and do all that. So we've been going to Louisville every Saturday, and then the Arvada Farmers Market once a month. So we'll actually be there next Sunday, the weekend of July 4th.
Oh, fun. Okay, cool. So the people that listen and see our podcasts will be able to know that you're going to be there right around the corner. So everybody, go visit Arvada Farmers Market. So what's the specific date that you're there?
Let me see. It is July.
That's the first Saturday, right?
No, it's a Sunday. So July 6th.
Perfect. July 6th. Now I'll be out of town, so I won't be able to be there, but I will send people.
Oh, no. Yay!
I like that they do the Arvada one on Sunday because, the others are usually Saturday. So it's kind of a smart, move on their part.
That's why we wanted to be able to do all of it, So we do usually Fridays are at House of J's in Arvada from 8 a.m. to 12. Saturdays is Louisville from 9 to 1, and then once a month, Arvada at like 9:30 to 1:30 on Sunday.
Cool. Awesome. And then any other public events coming up aside from the farmers markets?
Taste.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be at the Taste of Arvada.
Nice. Oh, fun. What's the date for that one?
I have that too. Let me see. That
So
is on a Thursday.
that was actually one of the first events that we attended when we started a year ago.
Oh,
And
that's so cool.
we had this kind of like self-set goal that next time we go back, we want to win it. And that's actually going to be on July 10th.
I love that. Cool. So July 10th is your anniversary. We'll say.
Basically, yeah.
Anniversary. That's really
Exactly.
fun. I love it. Yeah. So tell us about how, Sweet Street came to be. Like, what was the impetus for the business originally?
So the idea for the bakery itself was kind of a long time in the making. So I always grew up baking with my mom. I had a lot of like health concerns growing up, not too serious, but serious enough that I missed a lot of school and I didn't do sports. Like I was just a homebody. So I just always baked with my mom. That was just my thing. And I never thought anything of it because all these other kids were like, I want to be a fashion designer and I want to be like the president. And I was over here just like making oatmeal cookies. So I didn't think it was like a big deal. And then when me and Tom got together in 2019, one of they say like, like your love languages, what I would do to like show him like I love him was I would bake for him and he loved it. And it got to a point where I was always baking and he had all these leftovers and I couldn't just keep bringing it to work. And so I was like, oh, everyone always has a side hustle these days. Maybe I can do that. And so I started it in Florida, like super unofficial, just kind of like said, hey, I sell cookies. And it did not take off at all. So we gave up on it. And then we moved to Colorado last year. And our first week that we moved here was the first week of the Arvada Farmers Market. So we went to check it out. And we were just so inspired by all of the small businesses that do baked goods. I asked somebody, I was like, do you think cookies would sell? She goes, yeah, you should go for it. And so that night I went and registered with like the Secretary of State. I got an EIN. Yeah. I bought a website. And then I told Tom, like, you're going to be the co-owner. And he was like, what?
So I love it. And I love that he's the chef now.
Yeah. So like I did the baking and they're all my mom's recipes and his mom's recipes. But as we started to have to shell out a lot of product at once, I realized that wasn't really my strength in making like a mass amount. I could do like one batch a day, whereas he worked in restaurants and he was like, this is easy. And he just kind of churned them out. So he got promoted.
Oh, that's so fun. I love it. And I like that you're using the family recipes. That's really great. I have a cousin whose husband is Mexican and he has a Mexican restaurant. They use a lot of his family's recipes. And that's really fun to just know, that came from. Yeah, that's really cool. So what's your favorite item that you serve?
So for me, it always changes, but it's always chocolate based. So right now I'm into the double chocolate chip cookie. Like a month ago, I had a really big like obsession with our chocolate chip. I have a love-hate with our chocolate chip because it's so basic but so good. So like when I love it, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best invention ever. And then other times I'm like, God, you're so basic. Like, let's go double chocolate chip.
I love that.
Yeah. And then he has a totally different favorite.
I think one recipe that's really worked out for me is our cinnamon bread. And that's been kind of like, I can't get enough in the mornings. Like I'll have some with my coffee or just want to have some with my coffee, but we're on the roll and like, we got to keep our product up. So, yeah. But the cinnamon bread has been really good. I love our snickerdoodles. I love our white chocolate macadamia cookies are pretty awesome.
That's great. And then, so I have to ask for myself and my friends that have wheat issues. Do you guys do any gluten-free options?
Yeah, we
Oh,
definitely do.
Yeah, we can do
Yay.
anything on our menu, anything that we offer that we can come up with. We basically offer gluten-free at the same price. I know a lot of people that are gluten intolerant struggle with finding what they're looking for gluten-free. So we try to make it an even playing field. And despite the differences in prices between flour and the gluten-free alternatives, we still want to keep it at that same price point for those guys as well.
Nice. I appreciate that because there is a premium based on that all the time.
Yeah, we noticed that. And for us on like the cost side, it's like, okay, the gluten-free flour is definitely more expensive, but when we were breaking down our costs, it's kind of like, I don't see the point in jumping a few cents, just for an extra profit, because I always tell people, like, you didn't choose to be gluten-free. I mean, maybe you did, but for the people who didn't, like, you didn't choose it. That doesn't mean that you get to be like automatically rich and just afford these gluten-free
I didn't
things.
get a
Like,
raise.
you still, yeah. So I kind of, on the business side of when we were pricing, I kind of made like a vow that I didn't want to add a premium just to accommodate people with allergies. It didn't make sense to me. So all of our like tweaks that we can make, like if it's gluten-free, if it's dairy-free, or gluten-free and dairy-free, it's always going to be the same set price on the menu, which is also why we stick to our classic flavors, because it's a lot easier to replicate it for allergies than to have like 30 flavors and then have to have it be allergen-free as well.
Totally. Yeah. Well, and it's funny that you said that. Yeah. Because my celiac diagnosis did not come with a pay raise.
Yeah. Like, here's an extra tax credit. I'm like, cool, I can get gluten-free.
I'm going to recommend that though to my legislators.
I know.
Tax break. If I have an actual diagnosis at the register.
Yeah. Well, I compare it to, like, I wear glasses and I'm like, I didn't ask to not see and pay like thousands of dollars for like the eye exams, the glasses, the contacts. Like, it's not fair.
Same. I have contacts in right now. Oh,
yeah.
We have to do. So that's fun. I love that your favorite, Tom, is the cinnamon bread, because that's not like the sweet stuff. And I love a savory kind of seasonal bread too. What other breads are you doing right now?
I have one of my mom's recipes for a pumpkin bread, and that's kind of been a staple throughout my life. So I really like when I make that.
It's not seasonal. We offer it year round.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We do a banana bread as well. We have a family recipe that's been tweaked a little bit here and there for high altitude for a banana bread that's been catching on really well. We do coffee cake. We're in the works with a lemon poppy seed, as well as a chocolate. Yeah. Chocolate bread.
Nice. Oh, I appreciate that. Those are so delicious. I like all those flavors. You're getting me hungry, you guys. I love it.
Yeah, breakfast breads.
Yeah. So speaking of that, aside from, locating you at an event, are your products available for folks to just pop in anywhere and grab?
Yeah. So since we're mobile, our main headquarters is our online website. So it's designed to be an online store where you can just shop directly the menu, pick an item, add any dietary specifications or any additional details, like add nuts to this. And when it's like a single purchase, like a dozen cookies or a loaf of bread, something like that, we do offer same day pickup or delivery. So if you place the order, it's 10:30 now, we could have it to you by 5 p.m. and you can either come to us where we live and pick it up, or for a $5 fee, we can deliver it around the Denver metro area. And then if it's not a one-time thing, you're one of those, it's I really like having consistency and I want to know, I want to set it and forget it. We actually just launched our subscriptions. on our website. So you can do a monthly or a bi-weekly subscription for any of our items. We kind of curated little boxes based on feedback we got. So you can pick a whole plethora of options to get what you want and get like a little sweet treat.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. And then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Dessert
That's good, 'cause we
doesn't
just
have
ship it
to be, yeah. Nice. I love it. Yeah. And I like that you can deliver it or people can pick it up and you do same day. So like when you're having guests over for dinner or whatever and you forgot,
Yeah.
the dessert.
We had that. Yeah. We had
That's
somebody from a company, they did like a kind of like training within the company, and it was one of those like, congrats, you're certified, and they were like, we need cookies now, can you deliver like 36? And I was like, yeah, I gotcha. And I was there within like an hour, and I was like,
great.
this is what I love.
Yeah, saving the day, like the superwoman of cookies.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. Well, what's happening like seasonally? Obviously, you're in the farmers markets right now, so people can find you there. But what's coming up on the horizon after summer? Anything you want to share with folks?
Yeah, so we're working on moving into like the wholesale retail directions. So hopefully
Cool.
getting some products at some local coffee shops that you guys like and frequent. In addition to that, we'll probably be doing the arts festivals coming up, like Jackalope.
Oh yeah.
We'll be doing a couple different runs. We did a really successful Halloween run with Apex that was a ton of fun last year. That we probably want to do that again, as well as some Christmas stuff. We got some new Christmas recipes in the works. We're going to be rolling out some gingerbread, some cookies, some different maybe like a pomegranate or spice cookie. So we got some fun stuff that we're looking forward to.
Yeah, and then also as the summer dies down, that's why we launched our subscriptions in the like middle of summer, so that people can get to know it, sign up, and this way when it's like fall or winter and neither of us want to go out, you can still have our stuff delivered to you without wanting to go to a coffee shop or like a winter festival because you're cold and it's snowing. So we'll have a lot more on the website side of still being able to get to the customer even if we're not physically there. And then we always work with 2 or 3 nonprofits to do some sort of either donation or fundraiser or giveaway. Usually for like Thanksgiving, we'll do some sort of like turkey drive with a nonprofit, or we'll work for a fundraiser where if you buy from us, a certain portion goes to this. And we just like to give back to the community. So definitely in the fall and winter, we'll be doing a lot of that.
That's great. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your, dedication to community. And I was thinking about for coffee shops, going through my Rolodex in my head.
Yes.
Locally owned coffee shops. There's 2 right here in Applewood where I live. So Early Dog Coffee. Darcy is the owner, so you can tell her I sent you over. But yeah, she'd probably love to have some treats, locally produced. She cares a lot about ingredients and sourcing and stuff too. And then there's Blue Nest Coffee as well. And I don't know the owner's name, but I think they're affiliated with a real estate office in the same like complex, but they're both locally owned. So yeah, maybe check them out. So Blue
we
Nest,
welcome all suggestions.
Yeah. And Early Dog. And then you probably know Red Silo because they're in Arvada. Yeah. So those would be good too. But anyway, yeah, check out those guys. I'm sure they'd love to feature your treats. But yeah, well, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So for our listeners out there, you can find the Legendary Impact Live podcast at locallegend.media, which is our website. We also promote businesses locally in print and digital campaigns for certain communities, which 239 Sweet Street is part of in Arvada, which is fantastic. Thank you so much for supporting the neighborhood media. And yeah, let us know if there's anything we can help with. If you're a local business owner out there and you want to be featured on Legendary Impact Live, then there's a booking link in the description. And we'll tag you guys momentarily in these recordings. And thanks so much for joining me. Any last minute info share how people should best connect with you too, like your social handles.
Yeah, so our Instagram handle is at 239 Sweet Street. And it's the same thing on Facebook, just with the spaces. And then we just have our website of 239sweetstreet.com. So those are the three main ways that we stay in touch with we call them our neighbors. So that's how we stay in touch with our neighbors. I post usually to Instagram, and then it'll like duplicate it to Facebook. So you'll see the same thing. You don't have to follow both, but you totally can. And yeah, I think that's it.
We also
All
respond
right.
to one of those big signal spotlights with a cookie in the sky. So we go where the cookies are needed.
There you go. The cookie signal. That's fantastic. I love it. Well, thanks so much for joining me, you guys. I'm gonna, end the podcast, but hang out for a minute because then we can chat after. But thanks everybody for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.